Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important example of Angular services, where we will see how Angular component communicate with service. So for example, there is one component and from that component you want to request a data from a service. So in that case, how we will write the code, what syntax or structure that we are supposed to follow, these all things we are going to discuss in this particular session. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to create a component and service communication link where the component will request the data from the service. Okay, alright, so let's get started. And here you can see we have this HTML file that shows one heading, that is Angular 19 course by Tech Sharmit. Just after this heading we will put another heading that will show you the topic name, and today's topic name is component. Let me write it. So component asks service data, component asks service data, and we can mention it here direct call. Okay, in Angular. So basically what we are going to do, we are going to create one service. In that service there are some data, and that data component wants to use. So what it will do, it will simply make a direct call for that service data request. Okay, now to explain this example in a very simple way, what I'll do, I'll take one real world example. Okay, so suppose in your college there is one library, and from that library you want to buy one book. Buy means or you want to borrow a book. Okay, buy or borrow, both works. Okay, so in that case that library which holds the data is a service, and we all know that service can be used with multiple components. That means multiple students can access the data from the library, access the book from the library, right? On the other hand, we have component. Component is not component is just a user or the student who wants to buy who wants to borrow a book. Okay, so I think this analogy is clear, that we have one library that we are considering as a service which holds some data, and then we have one component that is acting as a student, and it will request the book. Okay, now if you want to create a separate component for that, that is also good. You can create and use it, but for this demo I will use the existing component, that is app component.ts file, because it is already there, so why we will create it new. Okay, but yeah, you can create your own, and you can, if you want, you can use it there as well. Alright, so with this headings we can see that it is sure that we are going to use this component with service. So let's create the service. Now to create the service you just need to run one command, that is ng, which is for Angular g generate s service, then my folder, okay, then slash, and then the name of the service. So I want to create it with a name library, so I will simply write it like this. And also I don't want to use the test file, so I just want to skip it. So what we will do, we will simply write here double hyphen skip hyphen tests, and then you can simply press enter. So once you press enter, it will wait for few seconds, and then it will create one file, and you can see this time it created only one file, that is the main file, library.service.ts. okay, and it is created in this folder, that is my folder. I just use this my folder name just for the demo purpose, but you can give some meaningful name so that all your services can be kept there. Okay, now service is ready. In this service what we are going to do, we are going to create one method, and that method will do one thing, like whenever a user call this service with that method, it will return the name of the book which is available. Okay, so what we will do here, like instead of constructor, let's simply create one normal function or a method. So I will simply write here get book, then opening closing parenthesis, and then curly braces. In this curly braces we will write here return, and return we will mention Angular basics, or maybe we can give some meaningful name. So I will mention it here, the Tech Sharmit digital course book. Okay, the Tech Sharmit digital course book, and this book is actually available in the description of this video. So if you want to learn about Angular or any, there are thousands of tutorial free of course available for everyone, so you can simply follow it from the description of this video as well. Okay, all right, so we just saved this name as a book, the Tech Sharmit digital course book. Now what we will do, we will simply receive this data by requesting it from a component. Okay, so for that let's go to component, that is here app.component.ts, and here from app.component.ts we will write a logic to receive this data. Okay, so firstly we need to add this service to this component, right? So for that we will use here constructor, then we will write here private, then we will give it a name library colon, and then the name of the service, that is library service. Perfect. And as it is a constructor, so let's add the curly braces and expand it. As of now it is showing this white underline because we are not using this. We have declared it but we never used it, that's why it is showing this thing. But don't worry, we are going to use it. So here what I'll do now, I'll create one variable. Let me create it above. Here we will create one variable with the name book, and the type would be string only. Okay, and we want to use it, right, this variable. So to use it, let's expand this, and here we will write this dot book, and then we will write here this dot book equal, what is wrong with this, let me check. Book has no initializer and is definitely assigned to in the constructor. Okay, equal blank, let's keep it a blank for now. Okay, so this dot book equal, and then we want to use the data that is present in a service, so we will request it. So to request this we will simply write here this dot library dot get book, which is a method name, and then parenthesis because it is a method, and then semicolon. Just save it. So once you save it and run this application, not run the application actually, we will firstly use this value, right, because so far we have just received it but we are not printing it anywhere. So let's go to app.component.html file. Here we will add the book, I'll just add one paragraph. In this paragraph we will write we will simply write here data received from service. Okay, then colon and double curly braces where we will write here book, because book is something that we have received as of now. So let's run the application now, and to run the application we will write here ng serve -- open, enter. Wait for a few seconds and then it will show you that the value is received. Okay, and you can see here we have this one main heading, that is Angular 19 course by Tech Sharmit. Then we have component ask service data direct call in Angular. Then we have this verbiage which is data received from service, and then the actual book name, that is the Tech Sharmit digital course book. Okay, so I think now you have the idea how you can create your own service, and from that service how we will get the data into a component. So this is a one way of communication where component is requesting the data which is present in the service, and from that service, any component, suppose we have multiple components, so they all can refer the same data, and that is why we are creating the service, right, because we want to share the data among all components. And this can be this is happening because we have declared it on a root level. Okay, alright, so I think now this process is clear. Now if you have any question, suggestion or feedback for any particular session or maybe for this session, then you can simply reach out to me through the comments section, and I'll try my best to help you out there. And for practice purpose, you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is available freely for everyone in the description box. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Sharmit.